Hi, my name is Dan Ford. I'm CEO of the Atlanta HBCU Alumni Alliance and the National HBCU Alumni Alliance, and this is my story. Um, I became interested in entrepreneurship at an early age. My father was always an entrepreneur, always going out and looking at opportunities for his own business. I found out later on in life that he picked up that bug from my great grandfather, who was one of the largest landowners in Craven County in North Carolina. So he came from a family of entrepreneurs, and that sort of settled in my blood as well. But you know, going to A&T and studying first electrical engineering, then economics. Um, you leave and you look for a job, and the thing about entrepreneurship is, if you don't bring in the bread, you don't eat, which is different when working in corporate. There's a check, every 2 weeks or every week or every month. There's bread provisions. Not the case in entrepreneurship. So the biggest fear that I had to overcome is, hey, if I'm going to eat, I got to bring in my own bread. And that took some time, because when I jumped for the first time, I jumped with the bread I had saved, and I tell you what, that ground comes really quick when you don't have any more bread, replenishing it, and you just got that amount that you saved. So it really taught me the importance of hustle and being focused and being intentional. And really, most importantly, is building relationships every day, going out, meeting people, sharing what it is that I do, and building my network of influence. But even with that, one of the things about entrepreneurs is that we're very determined, we're very sure about what it is we want to do, and sometimes that could be detrimental, because you're not listening to sage advice, and you can't. Sometimes you don't want to take some of the advice because you think, oh, you're trying to rain down on my dream. You're not supporting me. So you're either with me or against me. And with that, you learn some hard lessons. And I ran into some brick walls because I refused to listen. I had to find out my own way. But this is very important in the development process, because the best lessons I learned are my biggest failures. I've lost thousands of dollars, and trust me, I remember those losses like it was yesterday. So you have to be prepared for the losses, you have to be prepared for the setbacks, and you have to look at them as lessons, because that's what they are. They'll teach you how to move forward and how to get over adversity, and more importantly, how not to do that again. So my advice for those who are interested in owning their own businesses is, if you never ever venture down entrepreneurship, and I'm talking about some basic stuff. I mean, my first job as an entrepreneur was running a paper route when I was 9-10 years old. So if you never had any exposure to entrepreneurship, the first thing I would tell you is find someone who is actually an entrepreneur and shadow them, and get to understand the mindset of an entrepreneur. And make sure that you have people who are in that space, that can guide you, provide insight to you, and support you, particularly when you find yourself in situations where you want to turn around and walk away. So who you surround yourself with is really going to have a big impact on your success as an entrepreneur. So try to surround yourself with successful entrepreneurs. And the biggest thing that business ownership has taught me, and I can tell you, this is a transferable skill. I've taken my business ownership of hustle, of being able to sell, of being able to persuade, have influence, and be able to rephrase questions when people tell me no with "you must not understand my question," and being able to get people to see my point of view. And all these things are transferable, and you could take them into the corporate environment and be very successful in a corporate environment, and then come back out of the corporate environment into the entrepreneurial environment. It's not one or the other. If you're very successful as an entrepreneur, you could be successful in corporate, and you can vice versa. But I learned some of my best corporate skills when doing my entrepreneurship. So that's one thing, is at the end of the day, selling, influencing are key skill sets that you have to have as an entrepreneur, as a business owner. Because if you can't sell your product or your service, then you're not gonna get any bread and you're not gonna eat. So that's my wisdom for the day is if you can't sell your product, I don't care how good your product or service is, if you can't sell it and you can't create a market for it, you're not going to be able to make any bread and you're not going to be able to eat. So take that great idea, hone your skills in selling, hone your skills in marketing and influence, build your network, and just watch where your dreams will take you. Trust this helps. Aggie Pride.